Okay, Coach, the playoffs are back at Lambeau, and the temps, well, they're where you would expect them in the frigid range. Just how the Cheeseheads like it here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 70 in. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. And check 24, check 24. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Watch the curl.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Check right.
Off play action. Franks. Wide open receiver complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready. 90. 1. Pilot, 64. Weak. Set, go.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks sliding out of the pocket. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're going to have a 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Mike 55. Hey, eat. Here it comes. Cut.
Looking to throw. Franks. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the ball, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Now on 1st and goal, a chance to get a leg up in this NFC title game. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now this time he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He gets it complete to Harris. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Let's get this. Get big call. 132 fight. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Franks finding his safety valve here. That's complete. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Badgley able to knock this one through. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready to break. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Ready.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw. Emery. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Ready.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Emery. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 15, Lonnie, 15, Lonnie. Check. Go. Got it.
On 1st and 10, Franks, and his pass incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big...
This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 34. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the pylon, caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. You know, gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Emery. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. That means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. We know, but let me finish.
Okay,
you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes moves and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, Charlie!
From the gun on third down, Emery. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
18 Gator. You better bring it. Rock it. Ready, go.
Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw on second down, Franks. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Off the play fake. Franks. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got him in. Complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report in a bit. The coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, Coach. Break it down.
Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Franks. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Throwing on first down. Franks. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll run on first down. Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
66. Bullet.
Looking to throw on second down. Franks. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Franks. Flush to his right. It's brought in by Harris. And he's brought down. A nice little juke move that preceded it, but not much thereafter. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 4th down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Block 54. Broadcast defense 61. Match box lights. Kill. Deep dribble.
On first down, it's Cohen, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run. This is Cohen. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Fight.
Operating from the gun, Emery. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Looking to throw, Emery. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
At the Packers' 39-yard line.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. On 1st down, Emery. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw again, Emery. And this is caught at the 8. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now Cohen. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, Emery got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bears get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
and probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Throwing to start the drive. Franks. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 75 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
This will be caught at about the 6. And I think the ball's out, and this is picked up by the Bears.
Well, that two-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people that can't see this, but you got a ball in your hands now, and you got the thing locked in pretty well. You got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe.
Let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Back to throw. Emery. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Emery. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Looking to throw. Emery. And some room to roam now. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they